Hello everyone, it's Mark. Have you eaten? So I'm just getting a chance to look at the new update. It's called Preludes 15 Gods and Ghosts. Mostly this is system update as always. There's not too much content. There's no like Fable quests or anything like that. As far as I'm aware. I did play a little bit of it. I got to see the new system a little bit. I don't know. This one is a little bit. How should I say? I'm not feeling this one as much as like the previous updates, but let's go through it, right? So they changed the way crafting and loot works. You don't actually get fragments anymore. It's you get a chance to the enemy has a chance to drop weapons and you just pick them up. You can actually dismantle them as they're dropped. Let's just say you got a really weak one, you can dismantle it on the field. You don't have to pick it up. So there, that is kind of nice, but so weapons, no more fragments. It's just pick up and you get it. It's RNG now. Yeah, so, and then there's new ways to kind of have a unique weapon in a sense. We'll go over it. So they're fully built. There's craftwork and tempers. Craftwork is the type, like how strong, basically how much tempers on it. That's kind of what dictates the type of craftwork it is. I think there's like 5 levels. It's like stock, then like soldier, I believe, and then like officer, then like noble, and the last one is sovereign. That's the 5-star one. So it goes from 1 to 5-star essentially. When you break down weapons, you just get scrap iron as far as I'm aware. Maybe the higher rarity ones will give you more. I don't know. I've only been scrapping stock weapons just because they're essentially useless. I shouldn't say they're useless, but they're not as good as the higher rarity, obviously. The higher rarity does actually give you more stats too. I did check this. So a officer weapon will almost always have higher base stats than a equivalent weapon of stock. Let's just say, right? And then you can actually upgrade the weapon into higher rarity. So if you have a stock weapon, it's not stuck at stock, right? You can actually make it go up to soldier, and then go up to officer, noble, then sovereign. The only problem with this is that the temper that you get from upgrading it is random. So you could be, crafting so many of these quartz stones. By the way, there's a new item called quartz stones that Soulframe has. You just go to her, she will make it for you. It takes like 40 minutes to make one. The higher rarity ones will actually require these rare materials, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, and then when you do upgrade a weapon, it does get stronger stats, and it gets a random temper. So there's a lot of RNG in this one. That's why I'm not really feeling this one. But yeah, so the whole idea of this is weapons are now more like Diablo, more like those what are they called? Those loot-based games. Everything's RNG now. That's how it is. So craftwork, again, quality of weapons, and dictates how many tempers the weapon could potentially have. I want to say the max is 5, but that's probably not actually true because I do have an Ors 3 that has like 7 tempers. So I don't know if that is actually true. Maybe that's just a vestige from the previous patch 14.5. That's only my Ors 3. So if anyone knows this, just let me know. Tempers, this augmentation weapon, like it says here, which is like faster heavy attack charge, added, voltaic damage. And then there's like information where it's found, who made it, and where it's from. Like origin, I guess is like, Odin, Faken here, right? These are whatever. These are just lore stuff. The reason why this is cool is because you can actually trade now. We'll get into it actually. Yeah. So when the weapons drops, this is how it will look. You just walk up to it and then you can pick it up. If you tap the button, and if you hold it, it will just start dismantling this. Oh, it's not called soldier, it's called military. I'm sorry. So the second tier is called military. And then you can just, let's just say you don't want this, dismantle it. And then, yeah, weapons are now fully acquired, fully built. The only difference is that 3-star weapons, such as Gapten or Omero's Bane, are now crafted with fragments. So the old system is still there for the 3-star weapons. You get them at the usual place that you would find them, like Dwelling, you get it from the Siege. What's the fort called? Mirror Fort? Yeah. So you would get it from there. And then yeah, once you're forged, you have a random craft work. So if you held onto your fragments before this update, now is a good time to start making them. Yeah. And this is the new item called Cordstone. It's this thing right here. The lower tier stuff they're very easy to make. They use cheap materials, but then as you get to, I believe, the third and fourth tiers, they're significantly harder to craft. So just keep that in mind. You can also buy them arcs, but if that's important to you, go for it. But yeah, weapon of higher craftwork has a chance to yield rare material if you break them down. Yeah, so the Cordstone, they have a new crafting material called Lamperites. You get them from Sieges, the Organ, and the Collector. And you get them while under the Koga. So essentially, they're trying to incentivize people to play almost exclusively in Koga. The only thing I have against this is that Koga is a consumable. So you have to constantly be gathering saps, which, I mean, I guess technically you should already be doing, but this is not like Steel Path where you can just hop in and just play, right? You have to actually consistently make the potions, which I don't really like, but whatever. That's just how it is. You get them from chests, and you can also buy them from arcs. If you played beforehand, all your stuff are now stock. You can refine them, but honestly, I think it might be better to just keep the ones that you've already have. And then your favorite ones, go try to find them again, and then go up from there. That might be a little bit better. Keep in mind, there is no way to remove temper. You can't move temper to different weapons. So whatever you get on that weapon you're stuck with it. So if you want a certain combo of tempers, good luck. I have to say, just good luck. I don't know how many there are, but there is quite a bit, and from what I've seen. And if you want something really, really strong, like the perfect 5, let's just say the max is 5. I don't think it actually is, but let's just say it's 5. If you want every single one of those temper to be useful to your build, for example, like I don't like throw stuff, right? So the throw, I think there's one that increases throw speed or throw distance. I don't remember, but that one is completely useless to me. It's not something I would ever really use. So, for example, I can have 4 strong ones, but then there's a throw one. And if I want the perfect weapon, well, that one is just, you can't transfer temper. So just keep that in mind. This is exactly why I don't really like this patch, but it's here. I'm sure hotfix will fix things. Maybe they will decide that people are complaining too much and they'll fix it. But yeah, there's some slight changes to temper. This is whatever. You can just read this here if you want. And the Goth no longer drops a guaranteed Ors 3. So, yeah, like I said, there's just a way to try the temper system, and then the guarantee drop is no longer needed. There we go. Oh, and this is a nice change too. Virtue Lith. So in 14, I think it was 14 or 14.5, I don't remember, but they changed the virtue system so that you can these consumables called virtue liths to make your build, to adjust your build, but they took this out essentially. So you can just spread your points however you like. You just go to the virtue, and there's like the little orb. You just click and drag it to wherever you like for whatever ratio. That's a good change. I know a lot of people have been complaining about not having the correct, you might be like 1 or 2 off, and then it's very awkward to put into builds. Like you want to use a certain weapon, but it needs like 7 in courage and your, spirit or whatever, right? And you're like, I guess I gotta wear this necklace now. That kind of nerfs my damage, but I have to if I want to use this specific weapon. So now you can just adjust it. This is all good. It's a very good change here. Totem rework, very controversial. I don't know if you guys know, but if you haven't played since, they effectively deleted every single totem that you had in your inventory. It's all gone. They converted it to Harmony. I think that's what the resource is called. And there's an entirely new totem system. So you gotta go back to charm more animals. That's all I gotta say. It's not pretty. Anyways, so they're more, I would say they're better now. But you do have to go get them again. So good luck. Like something like this, Diving Drake, Pulse Smite deals plus 100 additional damage. Right, that's cool. There's one that gives you attacks you have to Pulse Smite. It's more focused around smiting now. I don't know if there's any that increases smite chance, but yeah, runes and smite, they're more centered around it. And I think it might be like increased rune damage. I think I saw one. I don't remember, but there's no longer like a flat attack speed increase or like a flat, armor increase. Those are all pretty much gone. So you expect stuff like this, and if you guys haven't grabbed the harmonies or the totems yet, good luck. They changed some pack stuff because the totems now kind of fill the same role as these two packed stuff. So there's one called Forestall, cheat death once more, so grants a chance to survive where you would otherwise die. Cool. Stalwart, stand tall, get a chance to resist being knocked down. This is essentially what's it called in Warframe? It's the one that gives you 100% knockdown resistance. It's the aura. I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, so this is essentially what this is. This is cool. It's good quality of life. I think you don't really get knocked down as much in the new update since the armor changes, but this is nice to have. Sometimes you might get like a random stray hit that might tip you over, but yeah, that's cool. Yeah, totems are now equipped with virtues in mind and can be equipped on any weapons. The UI to equip totem has been updated to reflect the Virtua trifecta, and they've been taking the place of attack, defense, and utility. What this means is your weapon will have 3 different categories. So this is the spirit category, this is grace, and this is courage. The totem will have a virtue attached to it. So for example, this diving drake here, there's 3 different versions of this. So there'll be a courage, a grace, and a spirit version of it, right? And let's say you want this one, right? You would put this courage version onto the courage and it'll give you bonus. I think it gives you better bonuses here. So like for example, at base it might give you like 75, but then with the bonus you get 100. I don't. Those aren't the exact numbers. I'm not saying that it is. It's just that's an example of how it might work. Yeah. So you would want 3 of this one, 1 for each virtue. Maybe not, but so yeah. So there's no more attack, defense, utility. You just match the symbols essentially. Oh, actually I didn't know about this one, but they're also given a sign of grip type. Totems granted a specific grip type become stronger when appropriately equipped. So obviously if it's a heavy totem, it gets better with the heavy grip. If it's a longsword, it gets better with the longsword. Yeah, there we go. Yep, to accommodate such sweeping changes, all prior totems have been converted to Harmony to help upgrade our new fluffy friends. This is very annoying. I wish they gave us a heads up so that I would not have started charming animals. Whatever. It's here to stay, so there's no use crying over it. There's a new island. That's cool. I think it's past the Curlail. It's basically up north. I haven't touched this yet, and I will eventually, but this is new content. New siege variation. Ah, yeah, there we go. So there's new hazards. They will try to essentially mess with you, the enemies, when you do a siege. And you have to complete the objective to get the S rank. So you don't actually need to kill everyone anymore. Just do the objective, you get your S rank, and don't die. That's essentially what it is. Other hazard and special foes may emerge while completing a siege. This is cool. Trading. Trading is now here. You can trade all of these things right here. And then there's a limited number of trades per day. It's essentially the Warframe trading system. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of how that works, but this is how it is. If you guys play multiplayer, I don't really play a lot of multiplayer, so this may or may not be useful to me. I might trade in the future. We'll see. But yeah, this is something to take advantage of if you can. Arcs and Foundry Diamond cannot be traded this time. Just keep that in mind. And you need 2-factor. Dispatches. This is essentially mails. If you get a mail or whatever, this is how you'll claim it. The graces from gods and ghosts. Wandering omen beasts and frolicking ancestors offer much should you come across their grace. Yeah, so I guess you can find the ancestors in the field. I actually haven't seen one yet, so I'm not sure how this works. But I have run across the omen beast. I think it was like a moose. They gave you either EXP bonus, I think virtue buff, and then I forgot the last one was, but they essentially give you buffs. There we go. Omen beasts have their offerings refreshed. We're featuring new graces discovered unique to themselves. Orango may offer enemies the swiftness of her kill, whereas the bounding hoof of Garen's leap may bring the envoy closer to the sky. So I guess jump increase and attack speed. Yeah, so seek them out and see what is granted anew. The new siege, turret Yotar. This one was, I think, accidentally leaked by one of the devs. I think it's Rebecca. I don't remember. So that's cool. There's a new siege. I'll do this in the future too. There's these drones that they carry chests. They're really big. They're actually ginormous. So kill these. I think it's a new entry too in the journal. They're cool. Valkyrie got changes. I think it's like UI, not UI, special effects and visual effects, sound effects, visual effects. And yeah, I haven't fought a new one yet, so we'll see this. And then there's new weapons: axe, longsword, and mace. So heavy, longsword, and polearm. So these 3 new weapons. They're all from the Odins, by the way. And then these are all combat changes. Oh yeah, Koga got harder. Enemies now have base level 50. They scale on your level based on your party size. Reduce chance to drop a life elixir and reduce chance to smite. So good luck. I think Koga was actually pretty. I don't know if I would say difficult. It's just if you weren't careful, you'll get one shot essentially, and they made it harder. So good luck. They buff the base damage of 1 and 2 star weapons. That's really cool. I think these weapons were actually quite weak, so it's nice to see them get buff. These are not 1 stars, so yeah. Increase the stagger damage taken while blocking. Yeah, there's also a nerf. Life elixir now heal a percent of life, then heal over time until fully restored. Oh, that's cool. Taking damage halts the heal over time effects, and consuming an elixir hastens the heal over time effect. So this is how potions work now. Pack arc changes. Healer is now physics. Increase the amount of life elixirs you can carry. For stall, same thing, and stalwart, same thing that we talked about. And there's a bunch of other general changes. These are like, UI changes, CPU, GPU performance of shadows. You guys can go through this if you guys want. And then there's a bunch of bug fixes. So yeah, that's it for this update. It's quite controversial. I'm not sure I like it too much. I think there's too much RNG attached to it. It's not very interesting, I would say. It's just grunt work. You just have to just grind, which is, I think, one of the worst ways to do a game. I do hope that they make it so that you can transfer your tempers to weapons, even if it's just one. Like, for example, like if I really want this temper here, right? And I have another of this weapon, and I have 4 of them are good, and then 1 is bad, and I wanted this one, I should be able to transfer this over to that one, in my opinion, and then replace one of them. Maybe make the transfer really expensive so that people can't just willy-nilly transfer everything, but I think that would be a much better change than just, oh, I have 4 good ones and 1 bad one. I guess I'm gonna have to keep farming it if I want to use a really strong version of this weapon. And then, like, if you want to have a very strong weapons of every single weapon, good luck. Good luck. That's all I have to say. Yeah. So, and then the totem changes where they just deleted everything that you owned. It was also feels pretty bad. So yeah, hopefully they address a lot of these things in the hot fixes and stuff. But yeah, play some Soulframe, have some fun. It's still a good game. I'm not trying to say it's a bad game or anything. It's just I'm not feeling this update. But yeah. So make sure you guys eat good food, stay fed, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.